everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm Jess Salisbury, a behavioural psychologist and product manager at Openworks. I'm here today to talk to you about value exchange, and more specifically, digital value exchange within the financial services. Now, I've no doubt you've heard this term used a lot, whether it's your marketing team discussing their new big campaign, or your open banking teams looking to improve conversion. But how many of you actually know how to effectively create value exchange for your customers? Over the next 10 minutes, I'm going to detail how you can use behavioural psychology to effectively inform the value exchange of your digital journey. So let's start at the beginning, the meaning of value. Value is defined as something that is held to deserve the importance, worth, or usefulness of something, or something that's considered to be important or beneficial. Now, the exchange of value works on the basis that a consumer gives something in order to receive something that's of importance, worth, or use to them. So when you bring digital into that equation, there's always a level of uncertainty and nervousness regarding the sharing of personal, demographic, or financial data. And that's with good reason, because we're surrounded by headlines about the illegal selling of personal information, life-ruining hacks, and phishing attacks. But people are still willing to share their information to access what they perceive as value. Over the course of 15 years, InfoSecurity Europe held a number of experiments to see how easily people gave up their passwords to strangers, offering chocolate bars or pens in exchange for the information. Now, up to 64% of those surveyed were willing to give up their information. And arguably, it's unknown whether the passwords were actually correct, though quite frankly, for this point, it doesn't really matter. 64% of people in this case were willing to stop to talk to the surveyor and potentially make up and write down a password in exchange for a chocolate bar or pen. So they perceive the value of the chocolate bar or pen as high enough to give up their own time and information. So how does value exchange translate into financial services? Well, let's start with the driving factors in a value exchange. The Consumer Finance Protection Bureau has identified key financial behaviours and segmented them into 4 verticals. These are financial goal setting and planning, effective routine and money management, researching decisions and knowledge, and following through on those decisions. Now, these verticals are financial pillars, and the behaviours are the bricks that build those pillars up. But no matter what pillar or combination of behaviours a consumer is displaying, there's almost always an end goal or a value in mind. So why is understanding your target audience's goals so important in value exchange? Well, goals canalise behaviour. They create purpose and give meaning to progress. And this concept isn't new. So back in 330 BC, Aristotle's theory of final causality argued that all objects have final causes or purposes to which they're driven towards, that are separate to human desires. And it's no stretch of the imagination to extend this to our behaviours. So by this logic, all behaviours have some sort of agenda, regardless of whether you're conscious of that agenda or not. Now, by setting explicit goals, we're more able to monitor our behaviours to make sure their purpose aligns with our aims. Every consumer has a long-term financial goal, be it saving for a house, a new family member, or simply financial stability. But to make that final goal, they have to achieve or surpass smaller milestones or obstacles. For example, if a consumer falls behind on their loan payments because they've recently lost their job, their end goal doesn't change. Instead, a number of obstacles are presented to overcome. They need to maintain payments so as to not go into debt, payments that are affordable for their new circumstances. And of course, they need to find income, be it in benefits or in a new job. Now, it's only by helping consumers overcome these obstacles in pursuit of their end goal that you are able to provide value. But if the means to overcome actually contributes obstacles itself, the value gets watered down and brand sentiment decreases. For example, a customer is notified by email that they've missed a payment. They're told to ring a call centre between the hours of 9 AM and 5 PM to get help. So barrier 1, they struggle to find the time in and around job hunting, interviews and childcare. Barrier 2, When they finally get a moment's call, they sit in a queue for 20 minutes, waiting for an agent before hanging up because inevitably the kids arrive from their grandparents. And barrier 3, they finally speak to an agent, but when asked about income and expenditure for their I&E, they don't know figures, so they guess. Now, each of these barriers takes them one step further away from extracting value, which for them is an affordable payment. In order to provide value without the chance of consumers dropping out, these obstacles need to be either minimised or removed completely. So how can we illustrate that our digital journey provides value? I'm going to keep it really simple with do's and don'ts of digital value exchange best practice. So, do, be specific. Tell them exactly what they get out of the experience, product or application. Don't, tiptoe around the value. For example, complete this form to get support from our team just doesn't provide enough context on the support that the consumer will receive. Complete this form to get support on your payments, from a pause on interest rates and fees to payment holidays to reduced payment amounts, is much better. By adding context, you're providing customers with a clear value exchange worthy of their time and attention. Do add clear actions. By providing clear actions to achieve value, customers are much more likely to complete that action to get something that they want or need. As an example, connect your bank accounts through open banking. This is a really big action with little value exchange. So instead, connect your bank accounts to start saving for your house deposit. This brings the value front of mind for the customer, and you can help them overcome bigger and more intimidating actions in order to receive the benefit. Don't forget about customer needs, desires, and motivations. Every action we take has an end goal in mind. For example, setting up a savings account is the action, but the goal is to buy a house, a car, or a holiday. Always ensure your business or service empowers customers to reach this end goal. By empowering customers to achieve a goal or complete an action to get value, you're able to nurture more customers and improve their everyday lives. The value they receive in exchange has to be worth their time, their effort, and attention. Now, we found businesses who clearly demonstrate value exchange to their customers increase their conversion rates by up to 60%. So if there's one thing you take away from this talk, it should be that value exchange is well worth your time and attention.